inyo. And at the same time, kumusta ang Pilipinas? Ang Pilipinas, today, thanks God, it's Friday. It's April 4th na po, no? April 4th na po. And, bukas sa Sabado na is another weekend na naman tayo po. And of course, hindi lang busy ang mga sabihin natin mga kandidato dyan sa Pilipinas, busy din lahat ang mga Pilipino because we want to know kung sino-sino itong mga kandidato who deserve our votes po. And of course, si Nico dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico, on a Friday ngayon po, no? I will give you some footages po regarding ang mga kandidato, how they campaign, no? How they campaign sa mga lugar nila. I'll be sharing with you some, sabihin natin itong mga video clips sa mga senatorial candidates natin, and I will share with you also some recorded video clips ang mga kandidato dyan po sa Zamboanga City. Tapos na tayo po ang Zamboanga City names of candidates. Napunta na tayo po sa Sibugay, napunta na tayo po sa Basilan, sa Sulu, and Tawi-Tawi. Yesterday was Tawi-Tawi po niya slot, no? Tawi-Tawi slot that I gave the candidates ng kandidato for the midterm election dyan po sa probinsya ng Tawi-Tawi. And today, Friday, medyo relax tayo. I will give you some footages po, no? Footages regarding paano ang mga, so that you can hear also anong mga sinasabi ang mga kandidato natin. And from there, as what I said, kailangan po, we have to hear what they are saying, and let's evaluate, let's assess them, and let's see kung deserving ba itong kandidato our support or ang boto natin po. Ang boto natin. So, that's the only way that we will be able to make sure that itong kandidato deserving po by lending our ears, by listening, by attending to forums, attending kung may mga debates, attend tayo po, listen to the debates, and kung nandyan sila po, campaign sorties or na house to house sila po, and may mga speeches itong mga kandidato, let us listen to them, and malalaman natin po kung itong kandidato is just bluffing us or sincere talaga po siya to stand and represent ang mga tao niya po sa komunidad nila. Ganon yan pa, ganon yun. Okay, but anyway, before going any further, before sharing with you itong mga clippings na mayroon tayo po, which I prepared para sa inyo lahat, let me share with you itong news article published or printed dyan po sa Pilipinas, especially ang newspaper Inquirer newspaper. Maganda ito po, and I want to share with you this news article dahil para mga Duterte supporters, Duterte diehards, mga tao who believes that the leadership of Tatay Digong, the leadership of the elected Duterte siblings, are good and nasusupport kayo po, and you are hungry for similar leadership, kagaya what Tatay Digong have shown to us during his term as president of the Philippines, 6 years term yan po, ang term niya is one term, 6 years po, since 2016 hanggang 2022. Karamihan ng mga Filipinos, they really appreciate it. So, nandito po ang news report that I want to share with you. So, listen to this. Ang title ng news headline nito sa Inquirer today, dyan sa Pilipinas, ay Sara Duterte's nephew to people. Support her for president in 2028. So, nandiyan na po. The talks about Sara Duterte, who will be running for the top post sa Pilipinas come 2028, 2028 presidential election, nandyan na po. Now, is another way of, sabihin natin, confirmation po na nandyan na talaga ang plano. In fact, no other than the Vice President, si Inday Sara Duterte, last year already said that she is seriously contemplating of being a candidate sa 2028 presidential election po. And all this, what is happening now, ang sabihin natin, ang impeachment trial niya, what is happening sa mga supporters, mga leaders ng supporters ni Tatay Digong o ng mga Duterte po, no? What happened to Tatay Digong po? May relasyon ito po. It is related to the 2028 presidential election. They want to kill ang mga Dutertes. At sino man yun, you and me, we know it already po. Hindi na kailangan for me to be specific. You know already po. This is a fight between the group of Marcos and the group of Duterte. Or, another way of saying it, this is a fight between the rich and the poor. The rich, saan yun po? Yun po ang grupo ni administration na Bongbong Marcos. Ang mga poor nandito po sa grupo, sa leadership ni Tatay Digong. So, it is a fight between Marcos and Duterte, rich and poor po. And remember, karamihan sa Pilipinas are poor. Karamihan sa Pilipinas are poor. Remember, since March 11 hanggang ngayon po, nakita natin karamihan ng mga Filipinos support and disappointed and angry for what happened to Tatay Digong when the Marcos administration in a way, or we say that, nagtulong din to help surrender si Tatay Digong dyan po sa custodiya ng ICC dyan sa Netherlands. Millions, hundreds, thousands and millions of people participated in various numerous rallies from March 11 hanggang sa birthday na lang ni Tatay Digong, March 28, no? 28, 29, big rallies left and right po. More than 200, 300 organizers, no? Organize different kinds of rallies, no? Rallies to show ang disappointment nila for what happened to Tatay Digong. And at the same time, to celebrate and tell the world that we love Tatay Digong. Alright. So, let me read you this article. Let me read you this article. This article. Sa Inquirer ito po, and Manila, Philippines, Rodrigo or Rigo Duterte II, the son of Davao 1st District Representative Paulo Duterte, has called on Davao City residents to stand behind her aunt, Vice President Sara Duterte. He said this way, she can be the country's president by 2028. Rigo Duterte made this statement on the Friday as he addressed recent issues hounding their family. Today lang yun po, he made this statement. Si Rigo, ang anak ni Congressman Paulo Duterte po, ang district congressman dyan sa Davao. According to him, the people of Davao must also rally behind his grandfather, his namesake, former President Rodrigo Roa Duterte, who is currently in the custody of the International Criminal Court or ICC. We must unite for my grandfather, Mayor Rudy Duterte, to return as a mayor. We also stand together for the Vice President, Sara Duterte, to become the next president of the Philippines in 2028, Duterte II said. Vice President Duterte has not given a final decision on her plans for the 2020 national elections. But last February 7, she said she is seriously mulling a presidential bid. I remember she mentioned the thing last February. She made the pronouncement 2 days after the House of Representatives impeached her. impeach her. On March 15, after ex-President Duterte was taken into custody by the ICC, Vice President Duterte was asked if she will consider seeking the highest office in the country. In response, Sara or si Duterte wondered if the Philippines would still exist by 2028. The political party, Partido Democratico Filipino or PDP, meanwhile, called on the public to elect Vice President Duterte's allies as senators. It said this must be done because the winners in the 2025 polls, scheduled ito po sa May 12 this year, would sit as senator judges during her impeachment trial. Kailangan ang mga kandidato ng PDP Laban para sa midterm election. 9 of them po under the banner of PDP Laban. And mayroon din sila po mga guest candidate po. Kailangan daw po boto sa kanila para malakas ang Senado po. Senado who will be the judges sa impeachment ni Inday Sara Duterte po. And that will start on July 30. Para hindi siya ma-impeach or para he will not be found guilty, which is not guilty. Now, kailangan din kasi this is game of numbers ito po sa impeachment. Hindi ito based on the merits, based on the evidence po, no? Remember, the impeachment process is based on the number. Maskin hindi siya guilty, pero kung hindi nakuha ng numero, enough number not to find her guilty, then mahirap din po. Kaya nga, kailangan po, because it's a game of numbers, kailangan po lahat ang mga kandidato ng PDP Laban, no? Straight tayo magboto, at saka include ang guest candidates po para wala tayong problema sa impeachment ni Inday Sara Duterte. And at the same time, it would really pave a smooth way for Inday Sara Duterte. In the event, mayroon election, in the event sa ni Sara Duterte, in the event na buhay pa ang Pilipinas sa 2028, then she will run as a president and she will make it as the overdue na daw Sara or President Inday Sara Duterte. Alright? It said that this must be done because the winners in the 2025 polls would sit as senator judges during her impeachment trial. The party is headed by former President Duterte. Aside from this call for support for his aunt, Rigo Duterte also clarified that his father, Representative Pulong Duterte, has not left his duties even if the House members has been traveling to different countries to attend to family concerns. My father, Congressman Pulong, had to be there. His father, who is my grandfather, was brought to jail without an arrest warrant. Of course, as a son, he had to go. Rigo explained in the local dialect. People are accusing that the first district office has been closed. But look at what my father has done. Conducting medical missions, aiding those in need, and responding to fire victims. Are these not real? He asked si Rigo. This statement from Duterte II came after House of Representatives approved his father's request for a travel authority to 16 countries. Approved na po, 16 countries na po. In other words, si Representative Pulong, chicken travel po, may visa na siya, may approval from the Congress, no? From the Congress to travel. Pero hindi pa siya din nagpunta po. So yun po ang latest updates na mayroon tayo regarding ang kaso or ang situation ni Tatay Digong po. And this time around, hindi lang po ang mga siblings, ang anak ni Tatay Digong stalking. Ngayon, ang nephew na po, ang apo na. Apo na yun, di ba? Kasi anak ni Pulong. Ang apo na po ngayon is talking po and calling and asking supporters of his grandfather, supporter of his uncle, and a supporter of his auntie. Let's us be united and continue to support kay auntie Inday Sara Duterte hanggang sa presidential bid ni Inday Sara Duterte. Alright. So, tuloy natin po. So, this time around, I want to share with you itong sabihin natin mga campaign po. Marinig na, let's listen ang mga speeches, kunti mga speeches ng mga kandidato natin po dyan sa Pilipinas. Kasi busy na sila ngayon. Busy na sila ngayon trying to lure, applying or lure or trying to get votes from their constituents, from the people, from the voters po to support their candidacy. Okay po, let me share with you. Isang senatorial candidate po, no? Senatorial candidate talking to the people, at sa mga Filipino. Senatorial po, hindi lang ito isang lugar. He's talking to the entire nation. Kasi ang boto po galing sa lahat po. Ang mga congressmen sa distrito lang nila. Pero ang senator lahat ito po. So nandito, let's listen to the statement of Dante, aspiring to be senator, si Dante Marcoleta. Nandito po, let's listen. Alright, yan po si Dante Marcoleta po, no? They are together with Chavez Sinson. Si Tito Soto, nandyan din na si Willie Villame, and si Marcoleta po during yun na organize si Sinson, no? Chavez Sinson ang function this morning. So, from Dante Marcoleta, let's listen also po ang kunting mensahe ng another aspirant to be a senator dyan po sa Pilipinas, and most likely, ang pangalan niya po is also included, kagaya ni Dante Marcoleta. Ito din sa isang kandidato, with I'm going to share with you ang footage po. Nasa loob din siya po ng Magic 12. Magic 12 po, no? Sa mga survey. And nandito po, let's listen to this. Ang kunting mensahe ni aspirant to be senator, si Willie Villame. Nandito po. Okay, yan po ang aspirant, very popular din. Kilala ang mga masa sa kanya po, si Willie Villame. And of course, if you look at the poll surveys, no, pasok siya po sa Magic 12. Pasok siya sa Magic 12. And this fellow, remember po, don't forget, this fellow, this aspirant, this candidate, is a supporter of Tatay Digong. He believes ang kind of leadership of Tatay Digong. He also believes na si Inday Sara Duterte is a good leader. At saka ang mga kapatid niya po. And what the Duterte did for the country, he strongly support it. Remember that. Kailangan tayo supporter ni Tatay Digong itong midterm election at saka sa 2025 election. Alright po, hindi ang kampanya, I'm just telling you facts. Alright, next, nandito po, ang next na naman, I will share with you, pasok din sa Magic 12, sa senator, survey Nandito po, let's listen to this fellow. Magandang record din po.
Wala po ako pinatutukulan maski isa doon sa mahigit 6 na pong tumatakbong senador. 4 na uri po na kandidato sa Senate ang iyong pagpipilian. Yung marunong magtrabaho na nagtatrabaho na hindi nangungurakot. Pangalawa, yung marunong magtrabaho na nagtatrabaho pero nangungurakot. Yung pangatlo, yung hindi na marunong magtrabaho at hindi nagtatrabaho pero hindi rin nangungurakot. Yung pang-apat, yung hindi na nga marunong magtrabaho at hindi nagtatrabaho, nangungurakot pa. Bahala na kayo mamili. Maraming salamat sa inyo.
Yun po. Yun po. Si former Senator Ping Lacson. Ituloy natin po. Bigyan natin pa ng kunting space kay former Senator Ping Lacson. Andito po. Let's listen. Let's continue to listen.
Wala po ako pinatutukulan maski isa doon sa mahigit 6 na pong tumatakbong senador. 4 na uri po na kandidato sa Senate ang iyong pagpipilian. Yung marunong magtrabaho na nagtatrabaho na hindi nangungurakot. Pangalawa, yung marunong magtrabaho na nagtatrabaho pero nangungurakot. Yung pangatlo, yung hindi na marunong magtrabaho at hindi nagtatrabaho pero hindi rin nangungurakot. Yung pang-apat, yung hindi na nga marunong magtrabaho at hindi nagtatrabaho, nangungurakot pa. Bahala na kayo mamili. Maraming salamat sa inyo lahat. 2.7 billion yung halaga ng jeepney sa modernization. In-offer niya ng 1.2, walang interest, walang down payment. Sabi niya, lugi ako dyan, pare. Sabi ko talaga malulugi ka. Pero yun, nung sinabi niya ng ganun ang kanyang hangarin, nag-iisip na ako kung ano yung magiging mga proposed na solusyon. Not only sa field ng legislation, kasi baka naman hindi kailangang i-legislate yung mga hinaling, yung mga concerns ninyo. Baka sakaling sa oversight council na, mandato ng Senado o Kongreso, pwede nyo magkaroon ng resolusyon. Na pwedeng i-convince natin yung kinaukulan. Alam niyo yung bagong designated na DOTR Secretary, ano yung progressive mag-isip yun, proactive, si Vince Dizon. At tingin ko, tutugunan niya yung inyong mga concerns, mga issues na nire-raise ninyo, na pag-aralang mabuti, na huwag nang mapahiwalay doon sa ating mga tutor na operator, yung kanilang hawak ng kaperasong papel na promisa. So, yun ang ating isa na direksyon. Ang pangalawa, kung kasi nung una, mabuti sabi ni Dr. Javid kanina, nag-usap kami, hindi na yata iniipos ng gobyerno na dito kayo bibili. Ang maganda lang, parameters na lang. Ito yung specs. Merong standard tayo susundin. Bahala kayo bumili kung saan nyo gusto bumili. Di ba dapat mas maganda yung gano'n? Kaysa doon sa iraram daw sa mga lalamunan ninyo na ito kailangan nyo bilhin. E pagkamahal. Kaya
Yan po, si former Senator Ping Lacson. Ping Lacson po, maganda din ng he's a good material po dyan sa Senado. Although sabi nila, matagal na siya sa Senado, give chance to others. But when it comes to mga performance na po, okay din. Okay din. Okay, another one. Pasok na pasok po sa Magic 12. Ito po, very popular din ito. Very popular din ito sa mga Pilipino. Maskin anong classes, no? Categories. Be it the rich, semi-rich, middle, poor, very poor. Andito po, let's listen to the message of Tito Soto.
tinatawag na anti-drunk and drunk ang nag-positive sa drug testing, 0.06. Lokohan ang drug testing eh. Ano? Burahin mo nga. Kaya pagbalik ko sa Senado ng 2000, meron na mga alisin. Doon namin pinasa sa anti-drug and drug driving. Kaya po nawala yung 300 pesos na binabayaran niyo sa drug testing. Anyway, yung po isa sa mga mahalaga. At sabi nga kabisado niyo, kilala niyo naman ako. Ang tamarkas ko rin kayo lahat eh. Marami rin ako tamarkas sa inyo mga kamag-anak. At hindi naman tayo naiiba. So, makakaasa na kayo na itong mga inaakta ni Governor Chavez ni Rachel ng ako Ilocano at sa mga magiging proposal ko na sinabi kanina na Senator Lasso, 100% po makakaasa kayo sa akin.
My mother.
Alright, yun po si former Senator Tito Soto. Tito Soto yun po. So, also, included yun po inside sa Magic 12. Inside sa Magic 12 yan po. So, yun po ang some candidates that I managed to record ang mga campaign speeches nila po. No? And I will try to get more sa mga ibang kandidato po as we move on towards May 12 polling day yan po. So, this time around, from the senators, kung walang mga kandidato ninyo po, don't get mad, because ito lang po, these are only slots na meron tayo po we can put sa programa natin. Kung hindi, mahaba na talaga ang programa natin. And we have to divide senatorial candidates at saka mga local candidates po. No? So, but anyway, you don't worry. I will try to check talaga sa mga news po kung mayroon mga ibang kandidato, senatorial candidates din po na I can record ang video clips nila, ang mga speeches nila po. Then I'm going to share it with you dito sa Nick Talk, The Real Talk with Nico. Okay, this time around, let's go to Zamboanga City. Ang Zamboanga City is a straight fight between dalawang congressmen. Congressman District 1 and Congressman District 2. Congressman District 1 is a first-timer to be a congressman, but now he is going for the post of mayor in midterm election sa May 12 po. And I'm referring to congressman for District 1, si Kimer Olaso. Kimer Olaso. And ang District 2 po, congressman din, kalaban niya, pagka-mayor po, ang District 2 congressman and majority leader ng Kongreso, no? Si Representative Menix Dalipe. Menix Dalipe po, also from Zamboanga City. So now, dalawa sila, congressmen, they want to grab the mayor post po sa Zamboanga City come May 12. May 12 midterm election. So, I will share you. I don't know kung si Olaso mayroon din tayo dito. Kung wala, but you don't worry. I will be sharing mga video clips ng mga kandidato po dyan sa Zamboanga, dyan sa Sambasuta, and Barn areas po as we move on, no? As we move on itong campaign period 45 days. Alright, let's listen to itong video clip, just brief video clip that I managed to record kay Majority Leader, Congressman for District 2 sa Zamboanga, si Honorable Manix Dalipe.
First of all, man-review ane kita todo diaton mga legislation niya sa pasayal diaton sa Gunian and yung pirma el mayor. Kung sa second mo dato implementa, kung sa bakal difícil implementa, and man-review kita. So, as kita audit todo, plus akin rato implementa kita diretso. Sinisitya na ba din sa mga ordinansa, disisita man namin para pwede kita diretso implementa. So we will review each and every city ordinance that has been passed and not being implemented. No? Kay kumuyo, establish ng Kongreso, in fact, mas thorough and legislative process na national government. Tapregunta pa sa ng mga departments, ng mga agency, kung pwede kita basta-basta lang pasa. Lay nasyonal na tormento implementa. So, amo sa el mio expertise na national legislation, libat namin kita ng gobyerno lokal as city mayor, doon di man-review kita sa todo. And I'm sure we will be able to find solution to this mga concerns. Manix Dalipe will make it happen.
Alright, yun po, si Manix Dalipe. Yan po, si Manix Dalipe, ha? Narinig niyo po, si Manix Dalipe. Aha, ano ito, mayroon daw. Pwede daw po i-replay ulit. Okay, hindi bale, sige. I will replay, don't worry. Nandito po, si Manix Dalipe.
First of all, man-review anay kita. Todo diaton mga legislation niya sa pasel diaton sa hunian. And yung pirma el mayor. Kung sa second mo dato implementa, kung sa bagal difícil implementa, and man-review kita. So, as kita audit todo, plus akin urat implementa kita diretso. Sinisitya ba din sa mga ordinansa, nisisita man namin para pwede kita diretso implementa. So, we will review each and every city ordinance that has been passed and not being implemented. No? Kaya kumuyo, establish ng Kongreso, in fact, mas thorough legislative process na national government. Tapregunta pa sa ng mga departments, ng mga agency, kung pwede kita basta-basta lang pasa. Lay nasyonal na tormento implementa. So, amo sa el mio expertise na national legislation, libat namin kita ng gobyerno lokal as city mayor, doon di man-review kita sa todo. And I'm sure we will be able to find solution to this mga concerns. Manix Dalipe will make it happen.
Okay, gracias, aquel el candidato para mayor Adina Zamboanga on May 12 si Congressman Manix Dalipe Itablacanele, si el queda elegido as el mga necessary changes or amendments sa policies del Zamboanga. Si Manix Dalipe po, ese el hermano mayor del mayor de Zamboanga City, si Mayor John Dalipe. And yeah, si John Dalipe subise pa ka congressman, ele abahale as a mayor of Zamboanga City come May 12 po. So, pidile el suporta del mga vivientes de Zamboanga, particularmente en mga botante na Zamboanga, dali ko nale suporta, kaya ele quiere también ele ayuda, dale progreso y bien vida con el mga vivientes de Zamboanga. Ustedes cuidado, it's up to you po. That's why I keep on telling you, listen to what they're saying and make your decision. And when you vote, vote according to your conscience. Do not sell your votes. Do not sell your votes. All right. Next, former mayor of Zamboanga City, former congressman of Zamboanga City, and this time around, he is not participating in the midterm election come May 12. But he is supporting the other group, not the group of Dalipe, but the group of Kimer Olaso. And I am referring to no other than former mayor, former congressman, Celso Lobregat.
Was during the time Ma'am Aling as mayor and myself as congressman. Ako na tolerante.
Okay, hold on na. Bakit kasi yan slow motion? Yan slow motion man si Celso. Hold on na.
Aling was during the time
Alright.
Aling as mayor and myself as congressman. Ako na tolerante.
I don't know why. What happened? Slow motion. Anyway, later on, I'll go back to this. Nandito po, another kandidato dyan sa Zamboanga City, vying for the vice mayor. Vice mayor po, no? Si Vino Gingona. Ang kalaban ni Vino Gingona po is the former mayor, former congressman din po ng Zamboanga City, si Beng Climaco Salazar. Nandito po si Vino Gingona.
Kita El Yagun, Day 1 ng barangay Mampang, no? Till March 28. Yan alegre kita. Yan welcoming at mga
Bakit dito ha? Bakit lahat nagiging slow motion? Revert to original.
kita
Okay?
Day 1 ng barangay
Alright, tingnan natin.
Mampang, no? Till March 28. Yan alegre kita. Yan welcoming at mga
Alright, okay. I don't know what to do. Ano ba ito? Bakit nagiging slow motion? Slow motion. Paano ba tayo mag-adjust? Okay, we'll try. We'll try another one. We'll try another one. Hindi natin, I don't know what happened now, what I press. But kanina, okay naman yun ng audio kanina eh. Okay naman ng audio at check. But let's try this one. Si, aspiring to be a congressman of District 1, si Kaiser Olaso. I hope hindi din ito mag-slow motion.
There should be a culture of inclusion. Let everybody
No, lahat na ito, no? Sayang, hindi tayo na I don't know what happened. I don't know ito.
Siguro, natarde din yung na radyo. May mas sinakusap pa debe sa Pinuevo Conmigo. Sabi sila,
It seems medyo may problema tayo ngayon po sa audio natin.
Pasia, el Pasia, boda de Enisig Tamirayo, el SSGSS party list, the latest survey is now in sources, it's public knowledge, di ba? It's number 14 nationwide already. SWS surveys, the
Try
SWS is
natin
very
dito po.
credible.
Sa party list, GSIS or SSS GSIS sa party list, parehas din. Wala din nangyari. So, ganito po. No? Ganito po, I have prepared itong mga footages but we are having some technical problems ngayon. But sige lang, no? I will see what I can do. Siguro tomorrow, during my next vlogging, then I will play again itong mga sabihin natin footages which I prepared para sa inyong lahat po today. But unfortunately, may problema tayo ngayon. So, let's see. Let's see po what we can do. Okay? Let's see what we can do. And I was made to understand. And it was also announced din po saan ito? Sa mga mainstream media dyan sa Maynila, si President Bongbong Marcos, the other day, hindi siya nakapunta sa KCC, inaugural opening of KCC dyan po sa Cotabato, no? Ang daming tao nagpunta doon and scheduled si President Bongbong Marcos together with his candidates to show their faces and talk to the voters in Cotabato. But apparently, hindi na tuloy yon na schedule ni Bongbong Marcos sa KCC Mall, ang opening ng KCC Mall dyan sa Cotabato, dahil po, nakita din ako sa mga social media, mga footages nila po, no? Ang daming tao nagpunta sa mall, no? But they were shouting Duterte, Duterte. They were shouting Duterte, Duterte instead of alyansa para sa bagong Pilipinas po or Marcos po, no? Or Marcos. So, maybe because of this, nag-tip na kay President Bongbong Marcos para hindi sila mapahiya, siguro, then na-cancel na lang, and si President Bongbong Marcos had held a meeting with the other BARM officials po, no? BARM officials while he was in the BARM area. Yon po. May problema din tayo sa BARM ngayon because of, alam na ninyo po, no? What happened to Chief Minister Murad and ang bagong Chief Minister. Anong latest developments dyan? I will try to see para at least you will be also updated. So far, when it comes to campaign, sa Zamboanga City, wala tayong mga reports fatalities related to the election. Wala din tayong report from Basilan. Sa Basilan, mayroon konting shooting incident. But hindi pa yun confirm related ba yun sa election o hindi. Sa Tawi-Tawi is a peaceful one. And narinig ko. May mga kaibigan din tayo dyan po sa Tawi-Tawi. Si incumbent Governor Ismael Sali, no? He used to come to Malaysia, yan po sa Kota Kinabalu or sa Sabah po because he wants to have a very cordial and a good relationship with businessmen in Malaysia or in Sabah and his local businessmen po. Because of the distance, kailangan may cooperation po para goods and movements of people will be properly facilitated po. Once we have good facilitation ng movement of people, movement of goods, then definitely economy will also improve. And the bilateral relationship between Malaysia and the Philippines will be further enhanced po, no? Will be further enhanced. Malapit lang tayo. In fact, we have a lot of projects sa board, no? Mga businessmen sa Sabah, they also want to do business dyan sa Mindanao o dyan sa Basulta area po because of the distance and because of a lot of factors, no? They know what is San Basulta area, they know what is Zamboanga, they know what is Tawi-Tawi, they know the people, they know the culture and tradition, and at the same time, itong mga Filipinos din, they know what is Sabah, they know what is the culture and tradition of Malaysians po. So, wala tayong problema. It's just a matter of enhancing ang ceilings natin, airlings natin po, na? Para movement of goods and people will be enhanced po, ha? For the betterment of everybody. For the betterment of everybody. So, ganun yan po. Ang sitwasyon ngayon sa Pilipinas, I cannot do much, thousand apology na lang. I don't know what happened to our recorded video clips, but anyway, don't worry. Tomorrow, I'll make sure that whatever I prepared today will also be aired, ha? Or sabihin natin na shared to all of you bukas. Bukas po. So, siguro, hanggang dito na lang tayo. And I hope, maski paano, I managed to give you some updates, latest news of which you deserve to know, especially mga Filipinos dito sa Malaysia. Nandito ako ngayon sa Kuala Lumpur. And mga Filipinos, mga kababayan ko dyan po sa Kota Kinabalu, dyan po sa Sabah, East Malaysia. Na? Maski paano, I hope I managed to give you the news that you deserve. And at the same time, with the past few minutes, I managed to entertain din sa inyo po. Some were telling me, bakit po now you are doing it in the afternoon ang vlogging mo, why not in the morning? Medyo tayo dito po sa Kuala Lumpur, I have things to attend to. So in the morning, I'll do my personal things and other appointments dito sa Kuala Lumpur. And in the afternoon, I try to find time to be with you para I will be able to share whatever I have for you for the day. So, happy, sabihin natin na weekend na lang sa inyo lahat because tomorrow, will be a weekend na po. Saturday and Sunday, enjoy kayo po ang weekends ninyo. And don't forget, ang mga Kristiyano, mga Roman Catholic believers, don't forget, we are still observing ang Lent season po, no? Ang Lent season, and malapit na po ang Holy Week natin. So with this, once again, si Nick Fabian would like to say, thank you very much for making me a part of your day today. Malaysia, Sabah, the Philippines. God bless us all. Let's pray for Malaysia. Let's pray for the Philippines. And let's pray for Malaysians, Filipinos, and pray for the world. And we hope that peace be on earth. Thank you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.